Well, my take on Death Row, even got the call to come to work with Death Row, Tony Green was instrumental in that.
Money Green.
Yeah, he had went out to California, maybe 8 months before me or whatever. I had my record label. I had World One when Tony went to California, so I was already doing things and trying to go in a whole nother direction. I really wasn't trying to work on other people's albums
and
or
get
anything.
back, basically.
Back
to go back to where you were.
Where I were, And so Tony called my office and told me that Dr. Dre wanted some percussion done on some albums he was working on. So Dre got on the phone and talked to me. He had seen my name. Anybody that know records, they're on there. They ain't going anywhere. That's my yellow sheet. That's my whole rap sheet.
Yeah.
If you was in jail, that sheet gonna last forever. That's
you were
what that is.
Googleable before Google.
There you go.
Was Google.
I'm in there. And so he said he wanted me to come out and work on some of the music that they were doing, and he asked me was I familiar with them. I said, oh yeah, because I'm already in the hip hop game with my label. I know a Death Row. I know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know of NWA and Easy and all of that because we were, like I said, our products were flying out the one stop that was going into the record stores all over the place here.
Yeah.
So I told him I could do that, and then he said, well, I'm going to give you the number to my accountant, and you call her, and y'all set it up, and you can come out and do it. He said, well, she'll get you a plane ticket and stuff and send the necessary, money to your bank account or whatever. I said, I'm not going to fly. He said, what? You're not going to fly? I said, no. I said, because it's certain instruments I need to bring. And so I'm going to drive out. He said, drive out? How long is that going to take? 2 weeks? I said, no, Dre, I'll be out there in 2 days. So I left World One with John Maxey and my partner Gene David in their hands, and I went to California to go work on, these projects with Dre. So once I got there, it was... I ran into people like Babyface that knew me already because Babyface got his name at my release party, Sweatband, because Vincent and Reggie Calloway from Midnight Star brought him to my release party in Cincinnati. And Bootsy is the one that named him Babyface at my party.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. And so when I came in the back door of Larrabee West is one of the main studios that they were using at that time, I ran in the face. He said, Butch, what you doing here? I said, man, I'm getting ready to work with Dre. He said, you getting ready to work with Dre? He said, cool, because he was in the studio too. He was in the other room in B. So when I came in and unloaded out of my car my instruments into the studio, we were working on the Above the Rim album. And Daz was there. Oh, let me see. I'd have to call him back. Yeah, Daz was there. And Dre and everybody, so.
And that made one of my favorite songs ever. in the Big Pimpin' too.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, you probably, well, that, you know what? This is amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I did Big Pimpin', Daz and Dre and everybody was in the control room, and I set up all the instruments that I was going to do on Big Pimpin'. I heard the track. I said, okay, cool. I went in there, set up the track, all my instruments, and I did all my passes and stuff. And Dre and them said, Dre said, when I came in the control room after doing Big Pimpin', he said, damn, He said, shit, you like Simpty time code. It's almost like you got a Simpty cord stuck up your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because he had never seen nobody
on it like
that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he never really, I mean, he worked with musicians before when he had did the Chronic album.
Yeah.
Those guys, even the drummer that played on some of the Chronic stuff, he didn't really care for him, you know. Colin Wolf played bass. Colin did good, you know what I'm saying? But he had never seen nobody come in there and especially play percussion. Nobody was playing percussion on anything at that point on the hip-hop scene. And when I came in and laid down Big Pimpin' and all those songs on Above the Rim, he was like, you know, and he had did an album on Michelle A that had a Silly Love Songs. That's an Enchantment song on there. And he said, man, did you play on that song? Because I had the hardest time trying to do the drums and timbali stuff on there. I said, oh, yeah, that's my timbali solo on Silly Love Songs. He said, can you show me that? I said, yeah. So I set up my drums, the timbales in the studio, and played my solo lick for lick. He said, oh, hell no. He was done then. So, you know, from that point on, me and Dre, you know, I mean, we were cool.
Yeah.
You know, and then I would tell the engineers what microphones to use, you know, so I know what everything's going to sound like before they even do it.
Yeah.
You know, I know mics. I had a 24-track studio, so I know what microphones to use on all my instruments. So at that point, and then I would come in the control room and do the balancing of everything, you know what I'm saying? So he knew then I knew engineering as well, you know, so it worked out good.